I want to ask you a question today, and this is a very, very important question, and it's a tricky one because the answer changes the older you get. How much is enough? How much money is enough? How much travel is enough? How many clothes is enough? How many cars is enough? How many children's enough? How many homes is enough? Think about it. How much is enough? Because if you can clearly define at this stage of your life right now how much is enough, and you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or even an executive, you can then use that to start formulating your plan to achieve it. How much is enough for a 25-year-old in terms of money, time off and travel? It's vastly different from a 35-year-old, a 45-year-old, or even someone in their mid-50s. Life's changed, our priorities change. When you have kids and they're little kids, how much is enough at that level is very different from how much is enough when they're teenagers. Never mind how much is enough when they're in their early 20s and maybe saying to the bank of mum and dad, hey, mum or dad, could you give me some money to help me with my deposit for a house? So think about this very, very clearly, because it's a key question that all too many of us don't think about enough. At today, how much is enough? In fact, here's an exercise to do. Sunday afternoon, sit down with a notebook, sit down with your partner, or sit down with your whole family if you want to, or just by yourself. I like to sit down by myself with a notebook and a glass of red, my favourite tipple, and answer the question, how much is enough? And then go, how much money is enough? How much time off is enough? Do you want to work a 4-hour week? I've got a client who decided he doesn't work Fridays, and it took him 12 months, but that's what he's done. He works Monday to Thursday. That's it. How much is enough? I have another friend of mine who's a management consultant in Melbourne who decided he was working too hard, and that if he worked less and cut back on his number of clients, the amount of money coming in would certainly drop. But they'd done everything, they'd achieved everything, they owned everything they possibly want. So they just were looking for money to give them a comfortable life. So how much is enough for him in his 50s was vastly different from his early 40s when he was trying to build all his assets. So sit down with your notebook, write down on the top how much is enough, and then put headings like money, time off, travel, sport, seeing your kids at school, sitting on a beach, whatever it is you are. Money is one of the important ones though, because money's how we keep score. Money, if you're a business person, is how you know if you're succeeding or not. But answer that question, how much is enough in those different areas? And then when you've answered that and you know what it is, the next question is, am I getting enough right now? And I reckon for most of us the answer is no, we're not. So how much is enough? How much am I getting right now? There's a gap. Your job as a mature human being, your job as an adult is to figure out how the heck can you close the gap? Whether you get help from someone like me or whether you just sit down and you plan the heck out of your business or your career, it doesn't matter. But when you know how much is enough and you know that you're not getting enough, you've got to figure out how to get the two of them together so you do get enough. And then you need to be thinking ahead once you've done that to think how much is going to be enough in 5 years, 10 years. So sit with a glass of red or a beer or just a cup of tea if that's your thing, with a notebook and a pen on a Sunday afternoon, and ask yourself that question, how much is enough? The answer just might surprise you.